Alright, what's going on, guys? Jordo Bombay here with another episode of SLY 2 Band of Thieves. So this is obviously the sequel to SLY Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, which we just beat a few days ago, and I hope that you guys really enjoyed those videos. Now, the last video on SLY 2 that we did was just the intro. We reintroduced some of the characters, Sly, Bentley, Murray, and Carmelita, and we also introduced some new stuff. Constable Neela, she's going to be a part of this game. And also we introduced the new villains, which is called the Claw Gang. Now, with that being said, we did just beat this first part, and now after this we're going to go into episode 1, and we're going to meet the first member of the Claw Gang. And then this episode is going to be called the Black Chateau. Without further ado, let's get into this cutscene, and that way we can get into some gameplay. The boys are ready.
I had to call in a few favors to get the goods on the Claw Gang's local operator, Dimitri, a sort of underworld celebrity, equally at home in high-class art circles and shady back-alley crimes. He was once a passionate young art student who worked hard to develop his own visionary style. Unfortunately, the art world wasn't quite ready for his kinetic aesthetic. So he gave them what they wanted and started forging old masterpieces. His way of punishing those with bad taste. Dimitri now runs a nightclub on the west side. The thumping music, colorful light shows, and a hint of danger lure in chic young patrons from far and wide. And it's here, hidden somewhere, where we'll find the clockwork tail feathers. What Dimitri plans to do with the clockwork part is beyond me, but those plans end tonight.
Alright, so we got our introduction to the first villain, Dimitri. He's going to be our first boss. Also, as you guys can see, very different from the first game. That one, you were always on the platform. That one you were, just going to the green holograms. This one, there's actually a safe house. Not right now, but you can't pick to play as Bentley or Murray, but as you can see, they're just kind of waiting there. Also, here's the new thing with the coins. So you can sell loot and buy stuff with your coins now. Just kind of upgrades and things along those lines. So instead of, getting charms or getting lives, you can sell things. Then you guys will also see how we pick the missions and what the missions are.
I tell you, Bentley, it's gonna be a real pleasure robbing this nightclub.
I share in your enthusiasm, but before we hit the inside, we'll need to do a little reconnaissance work.
What do you have in mind?
I've installed this special antenna on the safe house to help with our first job, hacking into Dimitri's satellite array. The coordinates for the job start beacon have been uploaded to your binocucom. Make your way to this position, and I'll give you a full briefing on our objective.
I'm on my way.
Yep, so they have these little markers now instead. Obviously a lot of the same controls where you can still open up a binocucom and things like that. Look around, Eiffel Tower.
Press the left analog stick. I'll beam some virtual markers into your feet.
Alright, yeah, so if we click,
They'll help you find your way around.
like he's saying, the left analog stick,
Use the
it
right analog stick to move the
brings
camera
that
and
up.
look around for them.
Also, a little throwback from the first game. Looks like there's still some clues, but the clues aren't going to be, in specific levels, because they're, this is just kind of that pseudo open world that I was talking about before.
Appears to be some sort of clue.
Let's go do this mission.
I'll decipher it here in the safe house.
Might as well get all these
In
clues,
the
though, that we
meantime,
see.
See if you can find any more clues.
As long as they're not a pain in the butt to get to. Well, I can hear one.
It'll be to crack the
There it is. Yeah, you can actually hear the clues this time too. Like it just sounds like glass. All right, blue auras. Oh, so you can go. Yep. So another thing, you can go under desks. I obviously know all this stuff because I've beaten these games a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like this is new to me. But yeah, no, pretty cool stuff. Let's check out the mission.
SLY, I need you to hack into Dimitri's communication array so that we'll have access to his database.
How am I supposed to do that?
To start, you'll need to get to the top of that tower. Then reposition the satellite dish to point at my safe house antenna. If you want to climb on stuff, jump and hit the circle button to grab hold. Try climbing up that pipe.
Right. Jump and press the circle button to climb pipes.
Classic. Nothing like the old jump and click the circle button.
I've projected holographic markers near interactive
There's
objects
a
like
clue over
this
there too. I
satellite
might as
dish.
well grab it after I
When you're near these
hack
markers,
this.
press the circle button to use the object. Great, the first one's
Check.
in position. I've uploaded the next waypoint
There's
into
another
your
one over there.
feedback imager. Remember, click the L3 button
And one
to
down there,
locate
too.
your next objective.
I'm not like actively searching for these clues because there's only one vault per like boss level essentially. So there's not, you know, where each boss level has 5 vaults and stuff like that where you're finding extra pages and whatnot. These ones are like significantly more difficult to find because they're all just in one massive area, or massive compared to what this game is typically. But yeah, no, I mean, like, you can go around. There's obviously guards walking around here and things like that. So, I mean, if you remember from the last game, you know, it was a fairly small game. And this one, this game isn't huge by any
Only one
no,
more to go. Activate
meaning of the
your
word, but
feedback imager
this
by
game is
pressing the
significantly
L3
bigger
button
than the
to
last
find
one.
the last dish waypoint.
So,
Remember,
with that,
the
it
view is always
is,
better from a rooftop.
you know, it just feels completely different from the first one.
SLY,
The
you can
gameplay
hold
is
down
similar,
the R1 button
but
while walking to break into a fast run. But be careful,
you know, the
as this is sure to be
actual
loud enough to
world of
alert
it
any
is
guards
significantly
from the
larger, it
perimeter.
feels like. Alright, yeah, and then also this game, there's another change in gameplay right there that he just talked about. You can actually sprint in this game too. So this was like the default speed of the entire first game was like this, but now you can sneak around or you can sprint. So, you know, kudos to the Sucker Punch team for not just saying, hey, let's just essentially make Sly Cooper 1 Part 2. They actually wanted to make some changes and they were implemented really, really well. And a dope new finish of the mission
I'm downloading from Dimitri's
instead of getting the
mainframe
key, of
as
course.
we speak.
All in a night's work. So, where do we go from here?
Your next job is to break into the nightclub and take some reconnaissance photos of the clockwork tail feathers. To get
I hear a clue.
inside, you'll have to
I hear the
sneak to
glass.
an old wine cellar beneath town.
Okay, I'll
Hear
head
a
up for the
raging
cellar.
clue. There it is. We already got 9. I remember where some of the clues are as well. Yeah. Just while I'm here, I might as well grab them. Don't forget. Another one right there. If we grab those two, we'll right on with the mission. Right there. There we go. Okay, maybe not. There's one right there. Just stumbling across all of them. We're already almost halfway there. I have done all the clues before in this game, but I didn't when I first beat it just because it was such a pain to find them.
Good to see you, little buddy. I guess the way through the wine cellar is guarded by those rats. Bentley thought you might like some help clearing them out.
Sounds like fun. You and me, back to back?
Totally. Outnumbered, fighting impossible odds. It's perfect.
All right, pal. Let's get to it.
Alright, let's go Go have a little tussle, a little brawl, as they say. All right, yep. So, also one more thing: these enemies clearly they're not just one shot like they were in the last game. Murray hits, and see, so I got hit there, and in the last game, if you get hit once, you're just dead. Whereas this one, you actually have a health bar, and getting hit does, you know, it's not a death sentence anymore.
Button to jump, then while in the air, press it again to get some extra air time.
Excellent voice work there.
Looks like you're on your own from here.
I'm used to it. Thanks for the help.
Anytime, partner.
All right, dope. Get some points. We're in here. Might as well. That way we can buy some upgrades. So, oh, there's a health one. Yep, so now I'm full. Alright, later, dude.
Sly, in order to get past these lasers,
There we
you
go.
need to crawl under that
So there's
cable.
another new feature.
To do that, get near the table and press the circle button.
And obviously there's no, like in the last game, if you hit the wire, or the lasers or the lights, instead of it turning on an alarm, it just hurts you right away.
These flashlight guards are too tough to fight head on. Crawl under the tables to sneak around him.
I do miss the speed up function though. That was so nice to have in the first one. I
This
should
air
really
vent leads into
visibility.
Dimitri's nightclub.
Ooh,
Hit
that
the
was close.
circle button to crawl inside.
Yo, got some vents. When I was a kid, I thought this was, I don't know if I want to use a clever, but the word clever, but like my mind was blown.
Those yellow lasers, you'll need to take out that guard. Sneak up behind him and press the triangle button to knock him into the air. Then the square button to slam and finish him off. Got that? The triangle button, then the square button.
Yeah, so like in last game, you know, like I said before, they were all one shot. But this one, there's actually different enemies, take different hits, things like that, and then there's sneak attacks too. So, you know, I like this game a little bit more because you actually had to be sneaky. Just like that. Feels like, you know, as I was growing up, so were the SLY games. I'm absolutely gonna get in a fight with these rats. Alright, so, and then also if you hit them without them, you know, seeing you first, you will get a, you know, it'll be a little knockout. Yeah, even these guys take a lot of hits. You can still use triangle to like uppercut them, but you can't do the sneak attack right afterwards. Go. That health sound is so satisfying. Alright, boys. Here's the instruments.
Aha! Another air vent. Judging by the angle, it should lead to the bridge. Jackpot! The
First,
heart of
there's your first
Dimitri's
boss.
operation. Head for those windows and take some reconnaissance photos. Tap the R3 button. You know, click the right analog stick.
Sometimes it's a little buggy
Bring
where it
up
just
your
doesn't work
Menage code.
immediately.
It's already outfitted with a spy cam. Sly, use the right analog stick to zoom in and out on photo targets. Tap the R1 button to take a picture when you've got a good shot.
Alright, there we go.
Ingenious. Dimitri's using the clockwork tail feathers as printing plates. Given their rare alloy, they'll never wear out. Unlimited forged money.
Alright, so this game came out in 2004, so I was
That's our
9,
target.
10 years old.
Dimitri, professional
It's a
lounge
pretty
wizard
adult
and
concept for the
international
first villain to just be making counterfeit money, essentially. Attention,
That
do not blow up
generator
generator.
seems to be powering the security
From
systems
management.
down here. That should do it, Sly. Head back to the safe house and we'll cook up a plan of attack.
I always thought that was so cool how they do the job completed there. Cue first cutscene.
The recon photos are a grim reminder of what the modern thief is up against. Spotlights, stepped-up patrols. The sum of it all renders a direct assault impossible.
Nice teacher.
To solve this puzzle, I'm going to need some more intelligence. First, replace this bugged painting with one Dimitri has in his office. Once in place, we should be able to listen in on his communications. Second, if you see the boss, tail him. We might learn something from studying his movements. Once we've got a proper understanding of the operation, those clockwork tail feathers are as good as ours.
Yeah, so, you know, just kind of, you know, continue to point out some more of the differences from the first game. Like, they're actually going into it with a plan. The game feels significantly more, only because I can't find a better word, it just feels more mature. Like, we're taking recon photos. We have a plan. We're, you know, getting money to buy things. Stuff like that instead. So it feels like the game really kind of grew up, I think is the best way to put it. So I still can't play as Bentley or Murray, and that's just because there's no missions for them. But yeah, no, I mean, all the stuff that he talked about in the slideshow, those are actually, you know, the missions. They said they wanted to bug Dimitri's office, so that's one of the missions. And another one is follow Dimitri because we're going to be tailing him. Doing things like that. Nope. Only because I see this, I might as well grab it. Yeah, so I remember the first time I played this game, though, when it said follow Dimitri around, you know, keep a lookout for the boss. I thought that meant, like, hey, keep a lookout for the boss. I thought he would just be walking around outside and I'd have to find him. But yeah, no, so when they say don't sprint around, that means that these guys, they can hear you if you're sprinting around. So, like if I sprint behind this guy, he'll hear me. And then also, his, you know, the other people will hear when I do a sneak attack because I'm slamming them into the ground. So you got to be smart about using that kind of stuff.
I managed to outfit this forged painting with a bug. I need you to sneak into Dimitri's office and swap it with the original.
Nice. So we'll be able to listen in on his conversations.
Yes, I thought things might go more smoothly with an ear on the inside. Just be careful with the fine art. Take any damage and the painting's ruined.
Alright, so we got the painting on our back here. Just because it's right there. Grab it. I don't want to be picking any fights, basically. Plus I know I can do that without getting hit. Which I'm sure I could, but there's no point in risking it. But no, it's like a lot more strategic, this game. Like bugging people's office, getting clues, having an actual plan. It's not like last game where it's just, hey yo, go get these treasure keys and we'll shoot you out of a cannon. Or, you know, we'll use these fireworks to get you up, have fun. Which is cool and all, and it's a great way to like start your first game. Let's see if this guy can see me up here. Doesn't look like it. Alright, sweet. They can also hear those break too. You know, as long as they're close enough. Looks like it's on this side. I remember this mission. I failed this mission so many times the first time I tried it. Looks like we're in the actual nightclub now. Nothing like a good old indoor waterfall.
That's all right. I never was one for the direct approach.
Swell, because the indirect approach is way up there through that air vent.
Great music. Alright, we don't want to get spotted by these guys. Alright, so the first time I ever played this, I tried to go that way, like behind that guy. But that's almost impossible. So these guys, they can't actually see very far. What you can do is you can kind of just ride this wall right here. But you can see in the upper left-hand corner that yellow is moving. But like there's that sound when I'm getting close to people. So that way you can actually tell, you know, when you're about to alert people and things like that. So that's nice. They just added a lot of new features. I mean, other than like the combat and running around, the features are very new. So really they did a good job of only keeping like the good stuff and adding in brand new stuff. Obviously, they didn't get rid of the idea of the boss talking over and talking to his henchmen like they did in the first one. Alright, and then here's also the vault. So when we actually do finally get all 30 of the clues, we got that. These paintings you got there. One thing I don't like is that they got rid of the scrolling combo and now it's just like a dial pad. Nah, not a fan.
Nice work, Sly. The bug's in position. If you manage to get the original painting back to me in one piece, I can sell it through my internet connection and make us a ton of coins.
Nice. Alright, so yeah. Oh, got some frame rate drops there. So that's another thing is like with these paintings, if you take them back, you can sell them on that laptop that I showed you before and make some good coin. See if I can get this back to the safe house and we can sell it.
Avoid getting spotted by the flashlight guards. If you get caught, you can run away by holding down the R1 button.
Yeah, so like you said, sometimes it's just like with getting caught by those guys, it's just best to run away. Which you can absolutely do in this game. You can, because they can't get on rooftops either. Like the big guys can't, as long as there's not like a way to run up the side or something like that. Like if you have to take the awnings, things along those lines, it's a lot easier to just run away. Unless you're a different character that can kill them easily. Alright, let's see how this looks selling this. Not a very clever name going with ThiefNet, but yeah. So that painting that I just took back, we can sell it for 232 gold. Look at that. Alright, we got one more mission with Sly, which is following Dimitri around. So let's go do that. Big boy's coming. Oh, shoot. Just grab that clue. I remember that's where that clue is.
Dimitri. He's ordered his guards to ring the boat's bell when the coast is clear.
Coast is clear for what?
Of that I'm uncertain. Ring the bell and follow him without being seen. Then maybe we'll find out what he's hiding.
It's first. That little bell. Good news is that just like the first game, the flashlight guards are basically blind if you're not on a light. Never noticed this first. This is the first time I've ever noticed this. There's little bugs flying around the lights. This guy turns up here. That's what he does. So we'll take this guy out. Coin. Alright, let's get Dimitri out of there. Let's go. Look at that ugly guy. I love his theme song though. Banger. Alright, let's get on the roof so that way he can't see us. Nice that they have a little waypoint following around. Also, it's very obvious where Sly's hideout is. I mean, they got the van parked right underneath it. Also, see how a little cigarette in his mouth. Very French. I think he just said kinetic aesthetic. Probably hang out on the rooftops because he always kind of likes to look around. Because I got caught a few times on this mission when I was younger.
You won't be able to see what Dimitri is doing from up on that water tower. Go down for a closer view.
Smooth. Keep it smooth, baby. Walk tall, stand tall, feel funky. Juice. Who's got the juice?
Things that he says. So good.
Aha!
The goofy villain.
Good job tailing him, Sly. He had no idea you were watching while he typed in that secret code.
I mean, I had 0 angle on that code, but I'll take the dub.
Looks like that door leads to the nightclub's aqua pump. This might be useful for the heist.
Had absolutely 0 angle on that. Alright, let's go. So, if you look right there, so now that's a Murray mission, right? So now I have to go back to the safe house and swap out to go play as Murray. Thankfully, the safe house is never really too far from you whenever you're playing this one. At least at this place. At some of the other locations, the safe house is in a very annoying location. Like this one, it's almost right in the middle. Whereas at the other places, it's on like the edge of the map. Like the really annoying parts about playing as Bentley and Murray is like I can't get on this rooftop by climbing that. Like I don't have a jump and hit the circle button with Murray like I do with Sly. So like you really have to be looking at the bridges that go from roof to roof and things along those lines. Obviously you can still jump pretty high. But the best part about Murray is that he 2-shots every enemy. And with the smaller ones, he knocks them out with 1 punch, and then it's just really, really easy to, beat them down afterwards. He also does have a bit of a sneak attack, so triangle. And, I missed it, but it's just triangle and square. Yep, so everybody gets knocked out. But when you saw on that left-hand part, the picture of the player, it starts turning red when you've been seen, and it stays red. Like it keeps blinking red until the guards kind of give up trying to find you. So once again, it's just a little bit more nuanced than the last game. That was the word I was looking for. There we go.
Murray, I need you to
And Murray's
make your way
Binoculcom's
back
very
to the
different from
aqua
Sly's.
pump room and sabotage it.
Jeez, I don't know. How am I supposed to get past these lasers?
You should be able to break that power box by throwing something at it. Press the circle button to use your stomp move near the ice machine to pick up a block of ice. Then press the square button to throw the block at the power box.
Hit the circle button to pick stuff up, and the square
I just
button
love how
to
they
throw.
spell things out with these games, because it's obvious that they're meant for, not me, who's old. They're meant for 9-year-old me.
You're strong, Murray.
There we go.
Try picking up other stuff.
Yeah,
in
you
the
can do that
room.
with a lot of things, like barrels, chairs. For that one to hit. Boxes, there we go. Just one more. Grab that. Go.
Enemies that are knocked out can be picked
Knocks
pick
him
him
out.
up with the circle button.
Oof. That's brutal. Horrible way to go.
Toss the rats into that open water main.
It's pretty morbid because you can just chuck them into that water main. They definitely drown to death. But yeah, see in the upper left-hand corners, it's blinking red when these guys come out. That just means that I've been spotted, and they're not going to really give up trying to find me until, you know, whenever they want. Jeez.
That did it, Murray. With
The amount of
info
bodies
from
that just stacked up with Murray is pretty astoundingly high.
the old pipe tower. Those fools, they're playing right into our hands.
Alright, out of that mission, now we're just into another cutscene and another little plan.
Okay, fellas, I've constructed a plan to get at the clockwork tail feathers, but we'll need to pull off a few more jobs to set things up for the heist. First, Sly will have to pick a few pockets in the theater so that we'll have access to the Spotlight Control Center. Once that's accomplished, we'll be able to turn off all the security around the printing press. We'll need your muscle, Murray, to take out all the exterior alarm horns. We don't want anything to alert the guards while we pull off the big job. And finally, we'll need to get into the discotheque to drop this mirror ball. Trust me, it's all part of the plan.
I love it when a plan comes together. Alright guys, so that's actually going to be it for this first one. Obviously, with SLY Cooper and the Thievius Raccoonus, I was more focusing on finishing entire episodes, you know, like the entire missions. However, with this one, the missions are significantly longer, so we're actually 30 minutes into this, and we're only about a third of the way through this entire episode, or maybe like almost halfway. So these are clearly longer. The game's a lot bigger. I'm sure you guys have noticed. You actually have to play as other characters. So this game's a lot of fun. It was a big change for me to go through as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm still happy that, you know, it's holding up like this. So that is going to be it. For those of you that did make it all the way through to this, thank you so much. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. It's a great way to help out the channel for free, and it helps me with the algorithm, and hopefully we can keep growing together. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.